turn on this projector, we don't care about it. Let's see.
Yeah. You want to see what kind of a reading you get up there? Huh?
This is an actress. Hey, she wants me to do a three-shot and zoom in on the projector, right?
Oh, funny name, must be Greek.
Too much.
Tune in next week for the next set of rushes. Did you get a reading on it, Ben?
Yeah.
Huh? What?
His face was in shadow.
He got, yeah, speaking, it's below 1.5.
What did you get?
Too low.
1.5 on this side? What are you getting on her?
1.5, 32.
You know what we'll do? We'll just move in and do the best we can now with what we have, as long as we're here. And I know Howie's getting anxious to see the thing, so maybe we ought to just move it right along.
Throw the projector on for a run through.
Certainly. Anytime you fellas are ready for my film, I'd be happy to. So anyway, we might as well. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Howie, this is it. You're gonna be a star. This is just a preliminary. Did somebody kill those lights? This is the most exciting part of the film, because, in my opinion, at this moment, Howie, we're going to be setting up the audience for something. They don't know what's coming. They're not sure it's a jet plane. Could be the roar of the ocean. Could be a couple of B-52s. Could be a hut burning. Anybody you know, Howie?
Rudy and Wendy were interviewing some patients in the hospital, and they spoke to me and they asked me if I wanted to make a documentary about basically myself, and I said fine.
What does this involve?
Basically, it's they're living with me virtually 24 hours a day. From the time I get up in the morning until the time I go to sleep at night, and they follow me around the city, and they see exactly how I'm getting transitioned from the hospital into life, into living in the city. And they shoot basically everything that I'm going through, and they really don't leave anything out.
Everything?
Well, use your imagination, Larry. I don't want to do that.
Tomorrow's your big day. How do you feel about it?
I don't know. I gotta get a job. I have to find a place to live. I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, well.
It might be rough at first.
Yeah, it's gonna be very rough at first.
But That's the problem. I'm going to have to face it eventually, I guess.
You can do it, soldier. You really can.
Yeah, I hope so.
Laughing in the pouring rain, my head is feeling kinda strange. Wonder where the people went who were dancing. Feeling all alone, wonder when I'm coming home. Sitting here without an umbrella. But the rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me. But the rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me. Mistress, son, please show yourself. Take away all my wealth. Just leave me with a chance to be happy. Hiding behind the clouds leaves me wrapped up in a shroud of sadness and of sorrow. The rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me. But the rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me.
All right, let me, Manila, help me push the table back first. Okay, that's good. Right there, that's good. All right, that's groovy. Now we got plenty of room. The carpeting's stuck a little bit.
I can't get over the wires.
Okay, that's cool. Very groovy. Oh, great.
Could I have one of those cigarettes, please?
You know, I knew I wanted to get cigarettes. And that's what we put on. Right, there we go.
Getting popular is really getting building
You sound like your old lady. Okay. Is it good? No? I told you not to get that kind of wine, Shelley. That happened to be a gift.
Should we toast to something?
Oh, yeah. What can we toast to? Not a sight homecoming. Right. Okay. All sorts of groovy things in the whole world. Water, right? I like it. Oh, nice.
This is good spaghetti. Really good spaghetti.
Right, mine.
No, it's not bad, really.
Are you thinking about the thing you didn't finish your spaghetti yet? Paco, are you going to finish the revolution? Maybe mañana. They are going to finish my spaghetti.
City. We can't over here. You're going to see her right or left. Let's go. Sit down.
Okay, now,
Yeah,
how about here? Overlooking Central Park and Lincoln Center.
Oh, wow.
In the west side, in the 60s. Duplex suite. Only $3,500 a month.
That's all.
Okay.
Maybe the government will give you a raise too.
Yeah, welfare. So you have to base, because at this moment you don't have a job, right?
Right.
So you can spend between $150 and $200. You cannot find anything cheaper in Manhattan. Unless, you know, but they would not work either. The old buildings, they don't have elevator.
Well, some of them
Or
do,
most
but
of
they're very
them
hard
are
to come by.
like somebody, I know, 6750 in the 70s and the side.
I know.
But anyway. Well, in the west side, in the 50s, you have one for $200 in a new building.
You know something? I think I'd rather live where it's not, you know. I don't think I want to live in Manhattan.
You don't want to live in
No.
Manhattan? Well, what about this problem about going to work?
Well,
You're going to find
I'm
a
better
job
off.
that is not in Manhattan, really, a job that you can.
Maybe I can find one, you know, in Queens somewhere.
But then you'll need a car.
No, but if I can live in Queens, it's cheaper, first of all. And
But
you know,
Queens is
it's
such a drag.
well, you know, I don't intend on.
How do you know?
You cannot live in Queens. You cannot live in Brooklyn either. You cannot live in Staten Island. How are you going?
Right, you'd never
Come
be
to
able
the
to.
city.
Yes, but then I'd look for a job in Queens somewhere.
But in Queens, there is not too many jobs available in Queens. Well, there are not too many banks. The big corporations are in Manhattan. They, you know, what kind of job can you find? You have to. It has to.
Yeah,
I don't
because
wanna
your
put up
sister
with-
lives in Manhattan, most of your friends live in Manhattan. You know, you'd be closer to people who'd be able to like come and help you once in a while if you wanted it. At least you can get out because there'd be people around, you know, who would take you out if you want to go out. I mean, there's no reason why you have to sit in a fucking apartment except when you go out to work.
Yeah, but I haven't been hearing from them. You know what I mean?
Maybe they don't know you're around.
Like when I first got in the hospital, they came over and I got cars and things like that. But after a while, it was like they stopped coming.
What about this chick?
Which one?
This chick that you like, what kind of girl is she?
Does she? Huh? Or not? Hannah.
Oh, she hasn't seen you since you've been home?
She seen me about a month ago, before I got out. But that was it.
Does she know you're out now?
No, I haven't spoken to her.
Do you like it?
Well, you know, I really liked her, but
You don't like her anymore?
well,
Or you don't feel you
I haven't seen her. You know, I've only seen her a couple of times, but I think the relationship, of course, has changed. You know, like we can't do things like that we used to do.
Sure you could.
No, we can't.
Well, not in the same way, but I'm sure that there will be some kind of substitution for that.
Some kind of what?
Substitution.
Substitution.
For instance.
For instance, well, you will not be able to go. Well, you will be able to go if you want to the movies and places like that.
But you don't know if she's in the back yet, huh?
I don't want to see anybody. You know, I mean,
Well,
I don't
that's
want
where
to
it's
see
at, man.
anybody. I don't want to see
It's not like
anybody.
anybody else's head right now, it's yours. And that's where that's at. And you gotta get yourself together. That's it. You can like live a living death. I mean, like, you can not like want to go out. You can like just shrivel away to nothing emotionally and spiritually. The physical thing is really bullshit, man. And if you get your head together,
Well, let's.
in a way, to a certain point,
No, listen, if I were not, I don't know.
But you have a whole thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
you have a whole thing about your.
yeah, but you're looking
No,
at
I
it
know.
through your eyes, and you're not involved in it realistically.
I think if it was me, yes, I would be like very uptight and very upset. But like the thing that I know I would have to do is make myself realize that the physical thing is really bullshit. It really doesn't matter that I can't walk to the movie or that I can't go here. Because like I would hope that my friends or the people who I think are closest to me now would be there to help me out when I need them.
Yeah, that's true, but I'm sure that in part it can be, house life can be like it was before, not the same thing, of
I
course,
agree.
but more or less like it was before because he has the, you know.
And you still have like a
the
maturing process to go through. I mean, what your sister and Manuel and I have is something like very special and something we cherish. It's not a relationship that would change because of something like this. It's something very deep. It's something where we have a deep understanding of one another. It's not based on a physical thing because we were able to
Yeah,
run
well,
here or
but
run
listen,
there.
screw, for instance, very important for people, right?
Huh?
To screw,
To get laid?
to get laid.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that is a physical thing. It's a very important thing. It's a thing that,
How we can get laid?
oh, I know that, you know.
Yeah, but,
Well, I'm saying you have to get your head together, man. And I know it's not easy, and I'm not saying like, I don't mean to say, to make it sound like it's going to be an easy thing, but this is the fact. You're either going to be living in this house or your apartment day after day and withering away to nothing, and there's like really no reason for it. Because the whole infliction, even though it is physical, the infliction, a lot of it's like up here and
Right.
here. The will
That's
to live, the spirit to enjoy what you have. I mean, man, what if you were blind?
This is what you are, like a preacher. She preaches something and that's it.
But this is what I really deeply believe. That you have to find another part of yourself.
Hello?
hello, Patty.
Yes?
Hi, this is Howie.
Oh,
How are you?
fine. How are you?
Okay, what have you been doing?
Well, when did you get back?
About, 4 days ago. 5 days ago. And I'm living over at, Shelley's for the time being, because I'm going to look for an apartment.
Yeah?
And, yeah, a few of my friends, well, Manuel, and Marsh, they're helping me look for it. But, so what have you been doing? I saw you about 3 months ago, it must have been. You came to see me, but I haven't spoken to you since then.
No, nothing much has happened. I just got back from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. How was it?
It was a little rainy, but, it was nice, enough sun to get burned, get a good tan.
Yeah.
So, what are you going to do? Are you out for good?
Oh, the hospital. The hospital.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know. I have an interview about a week from now.
Well, what kind of job?
It's a salesman's job, telephone salesman. Because before I went into the army, I used to be a salesman. So I possibly have all the qualifications. So I probably should get it, So that's always good.
Good.
And I'm just starting to call a few of my friends to see what they've been doing.
Good.
Are you still teaching?
Yeah?
How's it going?
Pretty good, June's the next vacation.
Yeah. Well, I figured you had something exciting to tell me.
Well,
Or interesting.
just
I haven't spoken to many people, too many people, so.
Well, it's really good to hear from you.
Yeah, well, maybe you want to come over or something.
Well, yeah, that would be nice. Are you having luck with an apartment?
It's a matter of convenience. I have to find something that I can, handle by myself.
Yeah, like what do you need? What kind?
Well, someplace where it won't be a big deal getting in and out of the apartment and onto the street, and someplace near where I'm going to work. See, that's the problem. I don't know if I'll get this job or not. So I don't know if it's wise to look for an apartment now without knowing where I'll be working. And so we're kind of up in the air about that. But basically, I just like to see some of my friends and see what they've been doing and
Sure.
talk. So if you get a chance, come over.
Oh, sure, I'd love to.
You have my number. I'm staying at Shelley's.
Yeah, good.
And I hope to see you soon.
Okay.
Take
Thanks a
care.
lot. Thanks for calling.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Good talking to you. Bye-bye.
you back as soon as we return. Goodbye. Hi, this is Reese. Gary and I are out. Please leave your name and telephone number, and we'll call you back as soon as we return. Goodbye.
This is Howie, and I'm at Shelley's house. Goodbye.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. Over the past several weeks, you have heard a number of reports on TV, radio, and in your newspapers on the situation in Southeast Asia. I think the time has come for me as President and as Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces to put these reports in perspective, to lay all the pertinent facts before you, and to let you judge for yourselves as to the success or failure of our policy. I'm glad to be able to begin my report tonight by announcing that I have decided to increase the rate of American troop withdrawals for the period from May 1st to December 1st.
Hello? Steve? Yeah? Howie. Howie, how you doing? What's doing? How are you? Oh, good. How have you been? Getting along, but, you know, it's kind of difficult. I haven't seen you in, what, it's 3 months? 4 months?
At least 3 or 4 months.
What you been up to?
I've been going to school, man, you know. Oh, crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how much longer do you have to go?
Well, I don't even know. About 2.5 years.
God almighty.
Yeah.
I got my own place.
Where?
It's on East 74th Street.
Oh, wow. How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
But you know, living by yourself, you know, the way things are is not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah.
So I've been having sort of difficulty, but I'm making ends meet. The only thing I need now is a job. And
yeah, right.
you know, but you know, try to come up here because I haven't seen you for a while. I'd like to see you. We can sit around and bullshit or something for a
Right, I
while.
can dig it. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, let me give you my address.
All right. Wait, let me get a pen. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
It's 438
Yeah.
East 74th.
East 74.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And it's apartment 1K. It's on the first floor.
1K?
Yes, you walk into the building.
Yeah.
And it's straight ahead. It's the first apartment on the left.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, try to make it up here because I'd like to see you.
Well, let me have your number also. I'll give you a call before I'm going to come over.
Okay, the number is 265
Yeah.
1910.
Okay, great.
Okay?
Right.
Everything else all right? You know.
Yeah. How have you been getting on, man?
Fair. But I hope to make out. I mean, I'm going to have to. There's nothing else.
Therapy now, or?
Well, I was in the hospital for a year, and,
Yeah, and they gave it to you there?
yeah, and it's just a question of adjusting myself now to things. You know, there's nothing else that can really be done, you know.
Right,
You know, so that's the way things are.
and you have to harden yourself to it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do. But,
you sound much better than the last time I spoke to you.
yeah, well, that was while I was in the hospital, and that was
right.
it.
Well, you know, I expected it, right.
But, good, listen, try to make it up here.
Yeah, I certainly will, man. Like, right now I'm in the middle of typing a paper up, but as soon as I get a chance, I'll give you a call and I'll come over.
Good enough.
Sure.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Okay,
Take
good
care.
talking to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Elise?
Yes?
Howard.
Howard!
What's happening?
Well, I haven't seen you in so long. How do you feel?
Well, you know, I'm trying to make things, you know, happen, sort of. What's doing with you?
Well,
Are you still in school?
yeah, right. Look, I really like to see you.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see you, too. That's why I'm calling. I got out of the hospital about 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And, I found this apartment.
Oh, where are you living?
On East 74th Street. Take a pencil out or something, and I'll give you the
Okay,
address.
what's the address?
It's 438 East 74th Street.
How long have you been living here? For about a week or so?
Yeah, 2 weeks. And it's apartment 1K. It's on the first floor.
Are you going to come back to school? You know, I really think you should.
I haven't decided because, you know, the whole thing is, everything is different, you know. I mean, my life is going to be different now, and it's a question of getting adjusted to it.
Yeah, but you can, you know, I mean, like, I knew you so well before, you know, and I know that you could, make it. Maybe we can have dinner together.
Well, you know, look, why don't you, call me, or I'll call you in about, a week and a half, and you can come over one night and we can, you know, shoot the ball or something.
All right, and maybe we can make a big spaghetti dinner.
That's fine.
Okay?
Okay, I'll be in touch.
All right, bye-bye.
Take care, bye.
Hello.
Hello. Who are these people?
This is Rudy and this is Wendy, and they're just here to take some pictures of me. I hope you wouldn't mind.
Richard, I hope you wouldn't mind shooting a film or documentary about how we were talking. You wouldn't mind if you sat in on this and took some pictures and recorded them?
Normally personnel interviews are confidential.
Certainly outside the realm of my experience. Well, let's give it a try. Yeah. Thanks very much. We'll just sit over here. We won't be in your way at all. Don't worry about that. Okay? Okay. The camera will be rolling. You just continue on as you normally would. We appreciate it a lot, though. Thanks.
Thank you.
Mr. Russo, you'll notice from the application that I've been in this type of work before. I've been a salesman basically on the road, but I've had much experience doing telephone work, and my contacts with the people who I've met on the road would definitely be an asset to you. And I'm sure that any type of position which you can give me in which I'll be using basically the people who I know and a telephone type of operation, there'd be absolutely no problem.
How are you about records?
Oh, very, very familiar with keeping records, organizing materials. You know, because of my situation, obviously I can't work on the road like I used to.
Yeah.
But,
According to this, you had about a year and 10 months of sales.
right, I was due for a promotion before I was drafted. But unfortunately, I didn't stay around long enough in order to appreciate it. But I was doing quite well there.
Why didn't you go back with them?
Well, I was in the Army, and then, of course, I was in the hospital for a year, and I just got out, and I've only had 3 or 4 interviews so far, and I haven't really spoken to them as yet. But I think I'm worth a lot more money now because I have a lot more experience.
I see your reason for hospitalization was in the past 5 years was combat wound. How were you wounded?
I was driving with a buddy of mine, a Jeep, outside of Da Nang. And we were driving along this sort of barren highway. We hit this boulder. The Jeep flipped over. And the way I fell, I fractured my spine. And subsequently, the rest of me, basically my legs, paralyzed. But it's, you know, it makes no difference because I can handle the job. I've grown accustomed to being able to get around fine in the wheelchair.
You have most of the necessary qualifications, but some very real considerations come up here. Do you think, for example, you could handle a filing cabinet? Could you reach into the top drawer of a filing cabinet or the bottom drawer?
Well, I don't think that's too much of a consideration, really.
Well, in fact, it is, because we have to, you know, you have records to maintain, you have contracts to file, and you would have things like that to take care of.
Well, I told you about the records. I told you.
Yeah, well, you can keep folders on your desk, but the point is that you have to, you know, maintain your own files for these things. And how about the prospect of visiting customers, for example? After you deal with these people for, you know, a specific period of time, you're going to have to get involved with them on a personal level. And I think that...
Well, we can find something where I'm just limited to the office, I'm sure.
Okay, so even if you are just limited to the office, which is not a normal situation, and which would indicate that I'd be showing, you know, in a sense, very preferential treatment, you would still have, you know, other functions that would have to be maintained. And I think that the conditions that you bring with you, unfortunate though they may be, would limit what you could do, in fact, effectively on the job.
He's full of fucking shit. That's all he is. Fucking file cabinets. It's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. He's so full of shit, it was ridiculous. He just didn't want to hire me. That's the only reason he said it.
Well, maybe he didn't like you.
Well, he didn't like me, obviously, because of my condition.
Do you really think so?
Obviously. That's the
What do
only
you really
reason.
think about him?
For those stupid file cabinets, he wouldn't hire me for the job.
What do you really think about him?
I just told you, he's a fucking asshole.
What
He's
else?
a fucking asshole. That's all I can say.
Well, do you think that about everybody that you're going to talk to?
Look, Rudy, I don't want to go through a whole psychoanalysis. That's the way I feel about the guy. He's a schmuck. He didn't hire me because of the fucking file cabinets. There was no reason behind it, and I just don't want to talk about it anymore.
No, all I want you to do is say what you think about him.
I told you what I think about it, so drop it. Okay? I mean, he was such a schmuck, it's not worth talking about. Just a fucking schmuck.
Well, you know, you never can trust guys with mustaches.
Yeah, well, whatever the reason was, he's a schmuck in my book. And so let's just drop it like that, okay?
We'll drop it. Okay. If you want to drop it, we'll drop it.
It's fucking file cabinets. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Well, what about the company?
Well, I don't even want to get into the company. That's incredible.
There are other jobs.
He was looking for a reason, and he picked on his fucking file cabinets, and I haven't got the job now.
Yeah, but didn't he also talk about,
Yeah, he talked about what?
traveling and meeting other people?
Yeah, that was bullshit, you know it. Absolute bullshit. Traveling. How many people travel in a company like that? They sit behind the desk and they use their phone all day. That's all I had to do. And he was looking for an excuse, and he found one.
Do you want to
So
talk?
he's a schmuck.
Do you want to talk to somebody else in the place?
No, I don't want to work for the company. They can take the plastic boxes and stick them up their asses for all I care.
Do you want to?
Let's drop it, Rudy. Okay? Let's just drop it. And that mustache, you know, that mustache just really did it. Besides the fact that he was a schmuck, he acted like one. He even looked like one.
You can never trust.
Really, you know.
You can never trust a
Trust
guy
a guy
with a
with a
mustache.
mustache, yeah.
Beautiful. What goes up the chimney?
Schmuck. What a
Schmuck goes up the chimney. Very good, Howie. Listen, it's all right.
I'm glad you appreciate my humor.
Try not to let today get to you too much, you know.
Yeah, well, it's easy for you to say something like that, but it's...
Of course it's easy for me to say it, but nonetheless, we got some good footage.
What a schmuck. I can't get over the way he acted. It was incredible. Just incredible.
Tomorrow's a new day, babe.
Last exits of Brooklyn. Did you read that?
Well, now I know where it's at, then. I really don't.
You don't read?
No,
She knows where the exit is.
well, you know.
No, it's not really an exit. It's just a book.
It's really nice out there. This place is going to the country, Howie. See the duck? See the duck, Howie?
Marsha, shut up. You're getting on my nerves. Fuck you.
He loves me. Listen, kid, I'm gonna jam your wheels. I'm gonna roll you down a fucking hill and jam your wheels. Well, there was one thing
But if he doesn't follow him, we don't know where we're going.
Yeah, anytime you're ready, we can break open the B.O.
Look at that wine.
No, you have to peel this
Oh,
first.
well, this is what
Well, he doesn't want you to do it now. He wants you to wait till it's on film.
Oh,
Okay.
Down the hill.
Roll it down, Phil.
Rolling down the hill. Fantastic. Is that really rolling?
What?
Rolling. That's great. That it roll, did he say?
Yeah, I think it
See,
is.
if this is more of a his, could roll down it. Remember what I was talking about before in the car? The real rolling down the hill?
help you.
No.
Good.
We're eating now?
Filming there?
No. I'm just so fucking hungry.
These are
Yeah,
the
well,
photographs that the
Faded phone?
Yeah, what?
Yes.
I want a cigarette.
I think we could be ready, just about ready, so we can
Yeah? Is there film in that
pretty
camera?
soon.
No, she's just going around.
And, what happened to my sound man? Where'd Walt go?
Chest is cold. I wish I had my coat.
we have to eat.
Walt's on taking
I know,
pictures.
Those
this
fucking
Take
people
something
tell
else
us
we
to
can
eat.
Yeah, it's gonna
Can
be
you
like a
believe that?
madness.
Well, they people, we cannot, you know,
Okay,
we're not getting
yeah.
any money out of this deal, are we?
No, we're
So,
starving. Come over here, Howie. Here onto the blanket.
okay, girl, we'll get
But
to
then
the
again,
numbers.
just pull it, Manuel. It's a break on, Howie.
Is the break over?
No, the break's...
Okay, that's fine.
Food
You know,
warrior.
Very
It's
good.
very windy up here today. Not everybody has their hands. Well,
Food warrior. Food. Grab the food. Grab the food. Grab the food. Emergency.
This is a picnic. This is a fucking mess.
Might as well go up to the North Pole. It's not that bad. Do you eat health foods? Is that it? Yeah. Huh? Mm. Or vegetarian? No, I'm not vegetarian.
You were killing on it fast. No, I think it's a good idea.
Why do you sit down there?
Yeah.
So go. Get it. It's all mine. Too late.
The picnic? Yeah, why?
You see that? The bread just flew across.
Was it the bread or the paper?
My bread. Yeah, where's my bread?
The bread or the paper?
The bread, too, both.
I don't know, madam. I don't care.
It's good. Ooh, good.
Very
got
cute.
Keep spitting things out.
Is the wine good? Can I have a sip, Manolo?
When you like.
I got my hair in the way.
I keep getting my hair in my mouth.
Oh, wow, it sure is. I'm going to give Howie a what's it called?
Man, well, I like those joints.
Hmm?
Okay, so I went for my interview, and, you know, I had an application and everything like that, and we started talking, and finally, you know, he asked me how I had become paralyzed, and I told him it was because I was on a Jeep with a buddy of mine, and we hit a boulder, and the Jeep flipped over, and I hurt my back, and I became paralyzed.
Why did you say that? Why didn't you say the
What do you
truth?
The truth?
Mm-hmm. Why not?
I've only told a few people. Because it didn't fit. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a truth over there, you know. It's a truth over there because anything is a truth over there, you know. But I wasn't over there anymore. I was back here. And if I'm talking to a guy like that, I want to tell him something that's believable, you know. That's not believable. It's more than believable. Something that fits into the whole thing that's over here. Something like well, I fell out of a Jeep.
Howie,
It's
you are
believable.
full of shit.
No, listen. It's true,
You are
Manuel.
full of shit.
I'm not full of shit. It's true.
I mean, if it is, then why don't you say it? Why don't you say the truth about what happened?
You know, like you look at it where I can, you know, sit here with you in your apartment and in New York, and where I'm the same as everybody else, you know, and therefore I should do those things that, well, I'm not. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of thing.
I don't understand.
No, it is. It's a different kind of thing.
I don't understand.
Well, you don't want to understand. Maybe you don't want to understand, or you just, you can't understand. It's one or the other.
No.
You don't want to understand?
No, I don't understand, period. I mean, if you are going to be honest, if you are going to be honest with yourself, if you are going to be honest with your friends, etc., I mean, you have to face certain things. You know, I'm trying to think what I would really do in your case. Because it's, you know, you are against the war and we are against the war. But there you are. You have a 6-year-old kid who shoots you in the butt. And, I mean, you have to shut him or her, whatever.
First of all, it's like, it's not even sane, you know, it's not sane, and I can't even explain to you what it is, because I'm here now and I don't understand it, because it's over there. It's a whole different life. Just picking up a rifle and shooting a 6-year-old kid and he's dead. You know, right over here. Right over here. And, you know, and he was lying there, and I was shot, and I couldn't understand what was really going on. Walking along the street, and all of a sudden, you get hit, you get shot in the back, and it's over. You know, and then you realize that it was a 6-year-old kid who you in turn had to kill. You know, and what do you have when you're finished? You know, and
well, but this is the way
and you can't understand.
This is the way you were trained in this country.
No, but you can't understand that, Manuel. So you can sit there and tell me things. But it's an unbelievable kind of experience.
The consequence of brainwashing and making you do
whatever it is. It exists.
Go.
Okay, whatever it is, it exists. Because it's a sick, unbelievable, insane thing to happen. And people don't want to know about that. They, you know, if you tell them that you were ran over in a Jeep or you fell out of a tree somewhere, okay, it's believable. You know, and you're accepted as a kind of you're an American now.
Do you feel guilty about that?
About lying to the guy?
No, about killing the kid.
No, not at all. Only when I'm back here. But over there, you're like rewarded. You know, it's great. You know, like you killed another one. And a 6-year-old kid, it doesn't matter. A kid, an old lady, it doesn't matter. And you're really rewarded. You know, and it's not like it's one-sided. It happens all over. Old ladies have knives, rifles. These priests, little kids, little children. Really, it's you don't know who to trust. It's an insane kind of thing.
I can assure you tonight, with confidence, that American involvement in this war is coming to an end. But can you believe this? I understand why this question is raised by many very honest and sincere people. Because many times in the past, in this long and difficult war, actions have been announced from Washington which were supposed to lead to a reduction of American involvement in Vietnam. And over, these actions resulted in more Americans going to Vietnam and more casualties in Vietnam. Tonight, I do not ask you to take what I say on faith. Look at the record. Look again at this chart on my left. Every action taken by this administration, every decision made has accomplished what I said it would accomplish. They have reduced American involvement. They have drastically reduced our casualties.
Kaufman said to me, "Who will marry you? I should like to know, because every time I look at your face, it makes me want to go."
That's very good. You're a genius.
I know.
You should have been a poet instead of working for that magazine. Oh, great game.
What?
Here's the game. I ask you genders of animals, and then you ask me, and whoever misses the most loses.
Well, what happens if you lose?
I don't know what happens if you lose. What do you ask me stupid questions?
Okay.
If you lose, you jump out the
What
window.
is a female zebra?
I don't know. What is it?
A zac.
It's not a zac. I'm not playing games. What's the matter with you?
What's a female?
Look, ready?
Yes.
Okay. What is a male duck called?
A drake.
Right. What is a male bee called?
A drone.
Right. What's a female bee called?
A honeybee.
No, a queen bee. And where do you get meat from? A bull or a cow?
Both.
Wrong. A steer. A steer.
Steers.
No, a steer.
What?
A steer is a castrated bull.
What's the capital of Argentina? Quick.
We're playing the animal game.
I know, but you
Wait,
never
I'm sorry,
told me.
it's Argentina.
What's the capital of...
Here's one for you. What's a male
What's the
elephant
capital
called?
of Washington?
Here's one for you.
Capital of Washington.
Olympia.
What's the capital of Oregon? I mean...
Salem.
Yeah. What's the capital of Arkansas?
Little Rock.
What's the capital of Wyoming?
Cheyenne.
What's the capital of Massachusetts?
Boston.
Vermont.
Montpelier.
New Hampshire.
Manchester.
Florida.
Tallahassee, Alaska.
Georgia.
Georgia. Georgia is called the Peach State. Savannah.
Alabama.
Alabama is Birmingham. I know more. What's the capital of
Texas.
Mississippi?
Mississippi. Mississippi City.
That's right. You bastard.
Coffee yogurt.
You got yogurt and you got that. What else?
Wheat
What else
germ.
you have? I mean, your refrigerator looks like Biafra.
I don't care.
It's unbelievable.
I'm hungry.
Come here. Come here. Oh, they have some delicious things here. Look at this.
Ooh.
Almond gai ding.
How about char shu ding hung?
Wait, this reminds me of the old story.
Chow kai gu.
The old Confucius story.
What's that?
Confucius says, woman who cooks carrots and peas in same pot, unsanitary. Didn't you know that? Really, that's a Chinese proverb. Come on in.
I thought I heard you. What? What? Am I in the right place?
Go on in, Larry.
I don't believe it. What's going on? What's going on here?
Meet some friends of mine, Rudy and Wendy and Michael. They're shooting a movie about it.
What is this? It's a movie? It looks like a sun lamp.
Absolutely, it's a movie.
And a movie, and my nose is shiny. What's... I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I've always wanted to be on Sesame Street, but I don't know what this is.
How you been, Larry?
Fine, just fine.
You know Michael? My friend Michael?
I think we met before.
At the hospital was?
Right, about a year
right,
ago.
the hospital.
About a year ago, yeah. I have something for you. For you in your new apartment.
I can't wait to see what it... Oh, that's
yeah,
really nice.
there you go.
I appreciate it.
I was looking for Howie's Bristol cream, but...
You sure you didn't bring any of your other groceries?
No.
Oh.
But fortunately, I had something to read on the subway with this message here.
That's great.
But you can use the bag.
Why don't you
for
take your coat off?
something.
Harvey's
Okay.
Bristol cream.
Michael, you want to
Thank
take
you.
this napkin, please? Take your coat off and make yourself at home.
All right, be happy to. This is a nice place you have here.
Yeah, it's, it's adequate. I guess.
Needs a few more pictures, I would think. I don't know.
Hey, I have the same clock. The exact same clock.
So what you been doing?
I have this consulting arrangement in Australia, and that's going to
Kind of
make...
how'd you get into a consulting?
Well, I met this guy. He's from Melbourne, and I met him at an encounter group of all places in the Catskills. Yeah, I've been
to one myself.
You have?
Yeah.
I've been
Are you
going...
into that now?
I've been visiting a few. Yeah, I've been. They're fun. Plus, it's another way to meet girls, and people are themselves at encounter groups, and they kind of talk very freely, and it's you learn some things about people, about yourself, about how you come on
I didn't find it too beneficial when I was.
How come?
I don't know. I guess I just couldn't open up that much to the people.
Yeah, I had a hard time too. Matter of fact, the group accused me of being a little uptight, not getting into feelings. It's the big cliche of the encounter group.
A lot of those things are they're like very poor substitutes for real therapy. A lot of them are.
Well, why would you say that? I don't understand. I think they've been
From what I've read and from people I've spoken to.
Yeah, well, some people go to both, but you can be reasonably together and go to an encounter group, and just it increases your sensitivity with people and all situations. You know, we all have our little shtick, we all have our little hang-ups, and you become conscious of an encounter group. You get feedback from other people.
The doctor also takes your money, too. That's right.
Yeah, but I've been going to these leaderless encounter groups. It's just a bunch of people getting together. Of course, some people are uptight when there isn't a leader present that they might that the group might get on them. But I don't know. I've met some nice people, and it's a pleasant change from these single spars.
All over the floor. That's what you get for having company once in a while. You get stuck with the dirty ones.
I see you were in the Army. What were you doing?
Well, I was, it's all on the resume. You know,
the kind of job that we have here is one where you're going to be working with telephone inside the office.
Right. That's what the lady at the employment office said.
You going to have any problems maneuvering around here?
Oh, no. As far as the job's concerned, there's no problem. I used to work for a sales company. And
was that before you went into the Army or after?
No, before. And I use the telephone quite frequently. And I'm able to keep files very well and ledgers very well, and I've picked up a lot of experience in that type of work. So as far as the type of work is concerned, there's absolutely no problem. Yeah. So if there's any other objection, it's something that we can probably work at.
Are you going to have any problems getting into work or anything like that?
Oh, no.
Because we're right in the center of the city here.
No, I'm very mobile in this thing. I've learned to sort of live with it since I've had to confine myself to it. So there's really no problem as far as that's concerned.
What kind of work did you do as a salesman? Because over here you're going to have to be fairly convincing over the phone sometimes because people...
that was basically my work was salesman's work. It was road work and telephone work. And you can call my previous employer. I was up for a promotion right before I was taken into the armed forces. So they liked me very well over there, and I did very well. You know, as far as the work's concerned, there's really no problem.
What kind of work did you do on the phone? Because that's what we're interested in.
Strictly selling. 110% selling.
Are these people that had already been called by a company?
I don't understand your question.
Well, in the insurance business, you have a fellow that goes out to the house and he talks to the people, and then they call up into our office to get some of the final papers. And sometimes they're a little bit hesitant, and we have to do a continuing selling job on them.
Are you concerned about the fact that I never sold insurance before?
Well,
do you think you're trying to say?
Do you think you can sell insurance? It's important to me.
You come out and ask me if I can sell insurance.
Okay.
Instead of beating around the bush and asking me irrelevant questions, we can get somewhere with the interview.
Okay. Can you sell insurance?
There's no doubt in my mind that I can't sell insurance.
How do you know?
How do I know? Okay, besides the fact that I've been dealing with people all my life, especially in the last job, I mean, I've dealt with people exclusively, both on the road and over the telephone. And this is my nature. I mean, I get along very well with people, and I'm very convincing. And there's basically nothing that I couldn't sell to anybody, provided that I had the opportunity. So, you're asking me questions, do I think I can do it? And I told you when I first met you tonight that there's no doubt in my mind that I couldn't.
Well, you see, my problem is that it seems to me you're just looking for a job, and this insurance company is just one of those jobs.
Why do you say that?
I think that you're just looking for any job.
Do you think that I would... What do you think I go through to get here in the morning? You know, get up, wash myself, get out of my goddamn apartment. Then somebody has to come pick me up, drive me down here, and go up in those goddamn elevators.
Is that the way...
Okay, so it takes me 2 hours to go through the whole routine, and you're sitting there and telling me that I don't want the job. I never heard of anything like that before. I mean, it takes sort of...
I just think that you want any job.
No, it's not true. I want a job that I know I can handle. I know I can handle a job like this. And I've been telling you that for half an hour already. And I didn't come schlep all the way down here, you know, and really knock myself out to listen to you bullshit about the fact that, well, I don't really want this job, I want any job, or it's corporate policy and all kinds of nonsense like that. You know, and it just seems that the whole atmosphere, it's very clandestine, and there's nobody around, and it's like you sneak me up here when nobody would be around to watch this whole stupid thing. You know, and I've been telling you, I really want the job, and I can really do it. And you're sitting there and giving me stupid goddamn excuses. So, you know, do I have the job or not?
I don't know.
Don't tell me you don't know. I mean, you don't know.
Well,
who knows?
I can't make the final
Then why'd you interview me for? To hear yourself talk?
Because I'm going to talk to a number of people after
Look, that's crap, and you know it.
But I am.
There's another reason, and you just don't want to tell me.
No, that's...
Look, I want the job, all right? And I can do it, and I know how to handle myself with insurance, and I can sell things over the phone. And as far as the inconvenience of my getting up here, that's my problem, not yours. I'm not coming back for you to tell me that I didn't get it or that you're undecided. And I want to know right now.
I can't tell you.
Well, you're going to have to tell me now.
I can't, because...
Well, what do you want me to do?
The employment in this office is not done by just one person. I have to give my recommendations to a number of people.
So why aren't those people here now?
Because they'll take my recommendation, and then they'll look at your resume.
I don't think you're being honest. I think you're just telling me something because you have nothing better to tell me, and you just want to...
But there are other people that have interviewed for this job.
Is there anybody else who's more qualified than me?
I don't know, because I haven't interviewed all the people. I've only interviewed you and two or three others.
I really don't believe you.
This job is much more difficult than you think it is.
You sound like a tape recorder. You sound like you give the same rap to everybody who comes up here.
We had an award ceremony in the East Room of the White House just a few weeks ago. And at that ceremony, I remember one of the recipients, Mrs. Carl Taylor from Pennsylvania. Her husband was a Marine sergeant, Sergeant Carl Taylor. He charged an enemy machine gun single-handed and knocked it out. He lost his life. But in the process, the lives of several wounded Marines in the range of that machine gun were saved. After I presented her the medal, I shook hands with their two children, Carl Jr., he was 8 years old, and Kevin, who was 4. As I was about to move to the next recipient, Kevin suddenly stood at attention and saluted. I found it rather difficult to get my thoughts together for the next presentation. My fellow Americans, I want to end this war in a way that is worthy of the sacrifice.
27. They're crazy. That's based on an actual case, by the way.
Really? I'll have to finish it.
It's called the American Tragedy Case.
But they picked it up, so it's like Arab language that went with it, you know, the hit me. Not, and the thing is, they won't pick up a word. If you teach them the enamel is enamel on your teeth. But this, in a situation was meaningful, they picked it up. I mean, unbelievable.
But what are you going to do for enamel then?
I know, Robert Davis does enamel.
And out there, you know, you left South Bend and you traveled along a highway for a while and you arrived in the wonderful town of Mishawaka. And then if you travel a little further, you might arrive in the wonderful place called La Paz. That was the Valley of Promise, the Mishawaka-Elkhart Delta, the Valley of Promise. Sold phony license plates there for 3 years.
I think I was stuck there once with a blown-out transmission.
You might be. On the way to becoming a filmmaker, you're likely to do a lot of things. Sell phony license plates in Indiana, experience the worst snowstorm in the history of the Midwest.
Oh, that was about 6 years ago. I mean, I was in there.
I think it was 57,000 inches of snow in Michigan City, Indiana. Remember when we shot that film? We did that film in Chicago?
And then he came out of the way. He was the only one with a heart on the whole beach.
Such a feeling of relief, you know?
Yeah. And then after the day, it was like you'd accomplished something of the soul. It was a whole different trip. The people you were involved with, you felt such a warmth and closeness to. It was so dramatic, you know?
I know. Well, I'm nice on the outside, but I'm also nice on the inside.
Leon, the great head. Do you know how Leon started dealing? He came to me and wanted to buy a girlfriend of his a nickel bag. And I went, and a friend of mine had a key available. And Leon was very broke, and I had money. And I split all my money. I was living with Leon at the time. I was I was really into a whole idealistic trip at the time, and I said, you have no money, I have $90, my money is your money, it's together, right? So I took it, and we bought a key of grass, and that's how it started.
And she said she thought it was you. And I said it was such a professional job.
Yeah. Okay. Attention, everybody.
What?
Can I have everybody's attention, please? Everybody? I mean everybody. I hope everybody has a drink in their hand by this point, because we're well into the party. And you all know really why this party was called and why we're all here. To welcome Howie back, our friend that we haven't seen for a while. And I want to propose a toast at this time, if everybody will get their glasses. You all have your glasses, good, with your favorite drinks.
I have to share yours.
Okay, Haris will share my drink, but the sentiment is the same. Howie, we want to welcome you back, and we're just really happy to see you, and we are grateful for everything you've done for our country and indirectly for us. And we want you to know that you're still close to our hearts, and we're on your side too.
Very nice.
Here's to you, Al.
Welcome home, Howie.
Howie, is there anything you want to say to everybody now that we're all together?
That's putting him on the spot.
I don't mean to put you on the spot,
But you just did.
but I think this is the first time like all of us have seen you together in a group.
No, it's just a very nice thing. But I have nothing really special to say. I mean, I'm not going to make a speech or anything like that, because I'm not one to make a speech. But it's just, it's a very nice gesture, and I appreciate it.
What are you drinking, Hal?
Could somebody give me some ginger ale? How's that?
He's serious.
Absolutely.
She had another show in Brooklyn. She had another show in Brooklyn, but didn't turn out as well. But
It was a Brooklyn Heights kind of community art show, which I was. Yeah.
show today if it wasn't for that. Because I just wasn't willing to settle.
I can't fathom just going on like this for another 30 years.
Well, it may not have to be 30 years, number one. Number two, I think the important thing is...
It'll be never. How do I know?
That's right. Well, look, the important thing is, if you want sex, sex is available. If you want companionships, there are people that are close to you. You have a brother that's close to you.
I have friends.
You have friends that are really, I
can't think that there'll ever be someone who will fulfill all needs.
There will be. There will be. And
you can't guarantee it.
I can guarantee it. I'll tell you why. Because Grace doesn't fulfill all needs. But I find that the needs that she doesn't fulfill, I don't really give a shit about.
Well, if this is your idea for the time.
Put the time on top.
Oh, that's okay. Oh. Don't be so defensive, Shelley. How are you today?
We want to be into ourselves. Now, wait a minute.
The young people who have to go into the army are not convinced that what we're doing is really helping the world situation. I mean, because it's a bunch of foggy shit. Nobody has been able to prove that anything we've done has been helpful or detrimental to, it's just a question of losing lives and spending money.
Now, I don't believe in what's going on over there, but yet, to pull out and go into an isolationist type of policy.
Look, Harris, if it was such a cool policy, how come the government doesn't take care of people that come back and that are wounded and permanently damaged? How come they don't have adequate facilities for them?
Because you have a machine to cope with. When you have a machine to cope with, it's like trying to run through this wall.
And they don't want to go along with what the machine is doing.
Let's look back through history. And cycles repeat themselves. And cycles are cycles, and they recur over and over again.
We're talking about an entirely different thing. We're not talking about grand world wars and countries fighting other countries. We're talking about guerrilla warfare. World War I, World War II, whatever, how devastating they were clearly defined causes. There were clearly defined lines of battle. In the war that we have today, there's no clear cause. There's no clear defined lines of battle. And people come back crippled, dead, wounded. And it's nothing. Nobody supports it.
It takes a few words, and it becomes a cause.
Guys, let me buy you another drink. Forget about the whole shit.
Are you a rock and roll? Well, tell them the rest of the story. We're going to get one day's numbers.
Right. We've told him that we'll set up a company and we'll bet with this formula, and that we will give the profits to save the poor people in India. He's agreed to that so far.
Yeah, but at the same time, we'll be betting some money for us. I'll be betting. Jerry won't be, but I'll be betting.
Listen, you won't do that. That's not right.
I just want a boat and a new house and new home and some camera equipment. And then I'm not going to do it anymore.
The guy's amazing. He's really amazing. He spent years and years on this thing. He's a little Indian guy. He's just a mystery to me. I mean, the first time I met him, I wanted to buy back my introduction to the guy. He's not real. But he has no angle. I mean, he's never been trying to get anything. Never asked her for anything. He doesn't want anything. He just wants to prove this formula and this theory. It's just
money. I need money to exist. I need money to live properly.
Your choice is to do something that you like. I cannot believe that you will not make enough money out of it to live decently unless it's something that's totally freaked out.
Unless you're your own boss, there's too many restrictions.
It's not black and white, but I hope you never have to find out. But I want to tell you, and I found out from first-hand experience, this is a tough fucking world. And you needed a piece of bread to eat, and nobody's going to give it to you. You got to grab it for yourself. And I don't mean in a mercenary kind of way, but you got to scrape and scrounge for everything that you got. There's only one...
Well, I better marry someone like you, because if it was up to me, we'd starve to death.
Yeah, but I mean literally starve because there are very few people that have the kind of friends that give away something that they need to the other person. The only place you can count on anything is from relatives, and only to a limit, to a real limit. And if you don't get it on your own, you don't get it. I mean, you don't eat cake. I mean, really, you eat shit. You eat nothing. This world is amazing.
To 4 people who all have an education. I mean, I just it's illogical.
Oh, come on. But we're talking about, okay, what you could use your education to do. Maybe you wouldn't like to do it, but you have the education, you can get a job doing it. But you're talking about doing what you think that's ideal.
To do. I mean, there's not just one thing that you'd like to do. I mean, there are lots of things.
Okay, there are lots of things you like to do, but you will have to make a living, assuming either your husband will have to make a living, or you will, or both of you will. I'm trying to make it all black because I'm trying to say that it is really tough. And you're trying to say that, I have to tell you that when you try to go and actually figure that somehow it becomes tough as shit, baby. I mean, really tough. You'd be surprised. I mean, you know, even the education doesn't guarantee you anything. I mean, you want to get a job as a stockroom clerk, they want to know what...
I don't know if you're playing the devil's advocate or not, but you're just making life such a really bleak thing, and I just don't think it is. I don't think that it's saccharine and candy.
The people in the world live.
I will very few.
Look how many people a day starve to death. It doesn't concern me, but isn't it incredible? Because you're making generalizations, so I'm making a generalization. There's over 10,000 people a day that starve. I mean, die from not having something. It's incredible. Isn't that incredible?
Not incredible because
Laughing in the pouring rain, my head is feeling kinda strange. Wonder where the people went who were dancing. Feeling all alone, wonder when I'm coming home. Sitting here without an umbrella, but the rain keeps falling down. And I wonder when it will stop for me. But the rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me. Mistress, please show yourself. Take away all my wealth. Just leave me with a chance to be happy. Hiding behind the clouds leaves me wrapped up in a shroud of sadness and of sorrow. Rain keeps falling down, and I wonder when it will stop for me. But the rain keeps falling